Hey guys, welcome to Studio Hot Rods Restoration Revelations. This week, we are going to be talking about how to find the perfect car on the internet. Sometimes you just got to buy a car over the internet, and I'm going to give you my tricks that I have learned making good choices and bad choices about how to find the perfect car. Actually, check this one out. This one's gorgeous. I needed it for my customer. That totaled her Jeep. Isn't that thing gorgeous? I love that thing. Wyoming, man, what a pretty area of the country, right? I'm Harry. This is Studio Hot Rods Restoration Revelations. My shop I built in 2015. I'm the crazy dude that does those 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty Chevelles. I got tons of patents and tons of ideas and tons of cool stuff that I'm always coming up with. Not only am I going to tell you the tricks about how to find a car and not get burned when you're looking for one, I'm going to teach you about a Bondo one. This is like a divining rod for Bondo, and I'm actually going to give them away at the end of the episode. There'll be a link at the bottom. I'm going to ship it to you for nothing. But anyways, let's get to checking out that car as it comes in and we go through it. And then each time I'm just going to show you a little bit more tricks. So if you send money to somebody that you don't know, you got to be careful, man. There's a lot of people out there that really don't care about anything but money. Yuck. Bleh. Anyways, at the end of each episode, we also do a Bible study, which is fun because the Bible study actually changed my life as a believer, a follower of Jesus. It's good stuff. It's wholesome. It's fun. Like, subscribe, follow along. Look at some of our other videos. It's going to be fun. Stick with me this week. Let's go for a ride. Still holding on to my Bondo one. The car's outside. We're going to go check it out. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. We'll get it on the lift. We'll really look the whole thing over. One of my guys says to me, hey, we should use the farm truck to pull the stakes out of the ground for the old tent. I'm like, that's a great idea, actually. And I'm like, do you know how to do that? You just put the wheel, get a logging chain, throw it over the wheel, and then turn it and pull it out. He's like, oh yeah, I got it. Does he even know how to get it low wheel? I hope he knows. Anyways, let's get out there and see what the truck looks like.
I think we're okay to go.
This is not the right way. Murph, what's wrong? Oh, Peter! Oh, let me show you. You goofballs. Oh, you're killing me. I love it when it's really hot outside and you're wearing blue jeans. All right, Pete, get it up to 40 and then hit it. We had to get it low gear. As you saw, we were getting a couple challenges. This will pull it out, no problem, watch. Ba-boom, told ya. Like a butter. Got to be a little innovative. I love that little truck. You know what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the other building if we didn't smoke the clutch because they were trying not to do it in low gear. So I had to help them. And the way the tire was sideways, I'm like, oh my gosh, really, dude? Not good. Anyways, we're going to take that thing and we're going to hop in it and drive to the other building and put it next to the other Willys. And let's see how good it is. Also, we'll throw it on a lift, look underneath to make sure it is exactly what we want it to do. That's cool, man. Okay guys, as we roll that beautiful truck over to the other facility so we can take a look at it, one of the big things that I'm going to encourage you guys not to do is to buy a car at an auction or buy a car at one of these big dealers. Now, if an auction place is selling a known car, right, by a specific builder and a detail, okay, cool, I get it. They can do great stuff. Actually, I got an idea on how I want to raise money for charity and sell it at Barrett Jackson. They'll do a great job at that. However, I can't tell you the amount of cars that I've seen go through these big auctions that are really, really bad. The second place not to buy the cars is like the big dealers. These guys are just there to make money, and it's okay, that's their business, but I don't know, I always feel like you're not getting the best deal if it's going through one of the big dealers. So again, if you're gonna get an auction car, you gotta get there, you gotta inspect it, you gotta look at it yourself, or if you're gonna get one through one of these big dealers, you gotta actually go there and look at them. And I have not been able to buy one car that I thought was a good deal at an auction or at any of these big dealers, and personally, I've been to them both a bunch. And I say, big no. Let's not do that, okay, kids? All right, let's get that bad boy up on the lift and really inspect what you expect. All right, guys, here we are in the fab shop. We got the Willys in here. Like I said before, I focus on Chevelles. I do a lot of them. Look at this beautiful Survivor. This is an all metal car. The one behind me is a 68 Chevelle that we are actually did the firewall. It's gorgeous. And now we got to do the underside. We got to clean it, got to scrape it, prep it, prime it, whatever. But let's hop back. I love my Chevelles, don't get me wrong. Let's hop back to the Willys and take a look underneath, because this is what matters. Is it really as clean up top as it looks like? It drove great. I hope you look as good underneath as you do up top. I love this truck. Stick welder on a farm. That's a good farm weld. Farmers are the best mechanics. I love farmers. My dad had a dairy farm. I wanted to live there. We didn't actually live there, but my sister lived there. I always wanted to be on a farm. You know, like, I almost got all my fingers left. Farmers, hardest working people on the planet, no doubt. Let's see what this thing looks like underneath. The frame is made of wood. No, it's not made of wood. But, you know, I'm actually not going to use the frame, but I'm looking at the floorboards. I'm looking at the overall condition of this thing. If you look at it, look at that. It's got surface rust, but dang, is that nice. Not one hole. That's what I needed. I needed a good solid truck. Oh, that's phenomenal. Really, honestly, it's all just surface rust. You can see there's not even heavy pitting. It's got a lot of clay, a lot of dirt, a lot of yuck, but look at all these pinch welds. Even look at that little tiny weld right there. See that? Look how clean that is. Like every detail, like seriously, that stuff is the telltale. What's going to be nice is it's actually going to come apart decent too. So now that we know we got a good truck from the underside, if you're ever buying a car, guys, you have to be able to get under the car. I have no idea how, I've bought cars before where I like it looked really pretty, but I didn't hop underneath. And then I got back to the shop and went, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Anyways, so learn from me, please. This thing looks great. All right, let's put it next to the other Willys. Make sure there's no other body issues like the size, the shape, the style. Hopefully I got that all right too. Come on, let's go check it out. Ah! I love this thing. This is the coolest truck ever. Watch your head.
Watch your head, Granny.
All right, so here we are with the Wyoming stake bed Willys, right, that we bought off the internet. And looking at the details, I just wanted to see stuff like this. Were the fenders the same shape? They are. They're exactly the same shape. Now, I did do a bunch of research on the web, right, to try and figure out what's different on each truck, and it comes up like they're pretty darn similar. You know, she wanted the big windshield. See how she had the big split window, flat glass windshield. Now, later, after 61, they came with one big sheet of glass. She also wanted the big rear window back here, which this one actually has. And I don't know if that was what year they ended on that. So I think this truck was 1955, but the doors look to be pretty much identical in every way, shape, and form. I'm very, very happy because I can use this interior. Look at how nice this interior is. Come here. Yeah, I'm going to use a lot of this interior, obviously, to go right back into the truck. So it's pretty cool. But the one thing that I really am wondering about is this thing, because it's four-wheel drive, obviously works. It's a 116-inch wheelbase, and what am I going to do with it? Because I'm just going to take a cab and put it on this one, right? Maybe we could put it on top of maybe I'll take I think a wagon Chevelle Malibu is 116 inches long. Isn't that crazy? It would literally sit, maybe a four-wheel drive Chevelle with a four-cylinder. I don't know. I'll do something fun, or I won't. Or if you want it or you need it, contact me. You know, we're doing life together on this stuff. Anyways, I think we got a really good match. And what's cool is the engine, transmission, the frame, everything that we built on this thing with these big tires and the way we laid this thing out is gonna be, it's all great. You know, she flipped it, she rolled it, you can see it smashed all get out, right? But check it out, the bed is still good. It's gonna take some work. One thing I'm gonna do for sure, as I was scouring the internet and I was looking at all the Willys, they make a tailgate with a big W. It's really gorgeous. Let me show you a picture. It's gorgeous. I gotta find one of those because I'm putting it on her truck. She's gonna love it. I'm gonna get out of the heat. It's like 100 degrees. I'm sweltering, I'm melting. Let's go back to the shop and I'm gonna show you the top 5 things that I did to actually find this thing. I'm very excited. I feel like I should get a good grade. I think I passed this course. Let me show you exactly the details though. It makes a difference. It really does. And I think the proof is in the pudding. All right, let's go back to the shop and we'll go over it. It's simple. All right, let's go a little bit deeper on the online digging, right, that I had to do to find the Willys truck. Now, I got 2 places online that I feel actually pretty good about. One is, believe it or not, bring a trailer. Why bring a trailer? Because you actually get to converse with the guy that owns the vehicle. If it's a dealer putting it up there, I'm out. But if a guy puts it up there and he's got some history or some information about it, it makes a lot of sense. You know, like if you could just go to Carlisle or Iola, you could go to those car shows and you can look at the car corral and look at all the cars that are coming in. You can inspect it and go find somebody, talk to a guy, cool. But we're talking about online, right? So this Willys is really unique. And I was searching Marketplace. I'm like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And I'm searching for Willys on Marketplace. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I was like, hey, I got an idea. What I'll do is I'll actually find out if there's any groups on Willys trucks, right? Willys Jeep trucks, right? So I started searching. I found like 2 or 3 different groups, and I picked the ones that had the most action, right? They were online a lot. There's lots of posts, people commenting, that kind of stuff, and I asked to join the group. So I joined the group. After they did that, I actually put up a post that the administrator actually approved. I'm looking to buy a Jeep truck, right? Perfect. And within like 3 days, I had like 10 different people reaching out to me. And now I'm evaluating the different cars that are out there. For my project, I didn't want to have a truck that was already spit shiny, perfect, beautiful. I don't know how much Bondo's on there. I don't know what they did. I got to build on a foundation of what? So I was looking for something that had natural patina, had that natural vibe. It had the right window in the front, had the right window in the back. I got to talk to a lady named Trina. Super nice person. Man, that's when the things started falling into action. Next thing that's really, really important. All right, so the next thing that's really big is buy from a guy that owns it. Buy it from somebody that actually owns a truck or owns the vehicle and knows the history of it. So I got to talking to her a little bit. How long have you owned the vehicle? Is it in your name? Blah, 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 blah. And it all was hanging right. I was lucky. I have a FaceTime phone, right? I have an iPhone that has FaceTime in it. I'm like, hey, would you mind if we just FaceTimed? Get to know the owner of the truck, right? She knows where it came from. She knows where it's been. If you don't feel good about it, then you shouldn't feel good about it, right? You got to go with your gut a little bit here. So I got to talking to her. We did a FaceTime call. We looked at the truck. She got underneath the car. It was really nice, sweet person. She was super kind to me, super patient. And I didn't want to make it laborious. I didn't want to make it a pain in the butt for her to do. But again, we're spending a lot of money, right? We're going to send the money sight unseen, technically, right, out to somebody that you don't know. So that brings me up a couple more things you got to know before you're going to actually send the money. Big deal, right? You got to get a picture of the title, and you got to get a picture of the VIN number on the car. Super important. So I'm talking to her, and when you see the title, guess what? You can look at it as it's actually in her name. It was actually in her name and her husband's name for like 10 years. I'm like, okay, now I know that I got somebody that's legit. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? You got to check the people out. In fact, if you get ickies or vibes or anything that like makes you icky about it, research the people in the town that they live in. Are they part of a church club? Are they on the police blotter? You don't know. It's kind of amazing the things you can actually find out. It's taking a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. Just Google them. Look who they are, make sure it makes sense, right? And see if it's hanging right. Okay, me as a builder, obviously, like the chassis right here you see behind me is stuff we do. I'm a builder. I understand what I'm looking at. If you're not a pro, find a pro. It's okay to actually reach out to people that will go be an advocate for you to go out there and look at the car. Sometimes the money you don't spend on the car is the best money you ever spent, right? So find somebody in the area, send them out there, spend their $200 or $300 or $400. If you're gonna spend a lot of money, it's like an insurance policy before you even got the car. I would rather spend $400 having somebody check out a car before I actually sent the money and end up with the car. I've seen this happen before, right? And say no. Isn't that crazy? It's the cost of doing business, right? So if you're not the pro or you don't feel like you're uncomfortable with it in any way, shape, or form, reach out to a third party and let them go do it. There's plenty of guys that do inspections on cars. Okay guys, to wrap it up, let's talk about the money for a second. If you're gonna send money, you want a good transaction and you want a record of that transaction. So what I do typically is I contact my bank, I ask them to contact their bank, and we do a wire transfer. It costs you like 35 bucks to send a wire transfer, but now you've got a good history of where your money came from and where it went to, and you know it goes right to that person, and you've got a good documented paper. It's not like you're sending a check out or you're trying to figure this out or they cash it here. No, it's just much simpler. Okay, a lot of people don't think about this, but when you arrange to get the truck to come out there and get the vehicle, it's going to be transported for you. Do not put the title in with the truck when you go to ship it. Why? Because if that truck and title disappear on you, you got nothing. It's a bad idea. So just ask them to FedEx it to you, send it in the mail, snail mail, whatever. Send that completely separate. And then you're gonna have probably a pretty darn secure transaction. And I guarantee you, if you follow these rules and these ideas and these concepts and apply them to your world as you're looking for a car, man, it'll probably work out okay. It's okay to buy cars online. Just try to do it from people, right? Do business with people. Forget the business and the auction, the flash and the glitz and the glamour. Forget about it. This world's messed up in so many ways. Anyways, speaking about the world being messed up in so many ways, that's why I do a Bible study. And that's what makes it the best part of the episode. So let's go see what the Bible has to say about this world that we actually live in. All right, guys, before we do the Bible study, remember I told you you'd have a chance to actually get my Bondo on for free. So let me show you what it does really quick. First, check this out. Metal toolbox. See, watch this. It's like a divining rod. See how it's sticking to it? But when it's off of it, like this. Now, if this was a lot of Bondo or a lot of filler on it, it wouldn't stick at all. Like, obviously, it's not going to stick to wood. So when you get Bondo or material that's heavy, look, it's just not going to stick. Wood's obviously a big exaggeration, but you take this and then you can run it down the rockers and the side of your car, and it'll just hang on there. See what it's doing? It hangs on there. Look at that. See how it's just hanging on there? You get that? It's really cool. You can actually get this for free. I'll pay the shipping and everything to send it out to you. You go onto my website, go to studiohotrods.com, go to our parts page, right? And you'll find this on the parts page. Now, you got to put in a code. The code is I love Studio Hot Rods. It's a coupon code. We're not even going to charge you freight. We'll just send it to you for nothing. Sometimes I've given out a lot of stuff. I remember one time on the widget spinners, the Gap tools, I gave out 800 of them. So go ahead. Bring it on. All right, so we're going to bring it on. Let's get on with the Bible study. All right, guys, of all the tools I have in my shop, the Bible, the Word of God, is definitely the best tool. The reason we do the Bible study is because it really did change my life, and I'd like to encourage you guys to do it too. Get a Bible. If you need a Bible, I'll send it to you for free. I have no problem doing that. Just send us a request. I send them out every week, and it's really, really cool. Like I said, all these cool tools behind me pale by comparison to this, because this is truth. This is what it's all about. Forget the cause. Forget about it. Anyways, let's read. We're going to read the book of John. I love the book of John. Studied it for over a year. Good stuff. Anyways, this is John 3, not John 3:16. We all know that one. This is just after that. John 3:19. So this is Jesus speaking. When it's red letters in the Bible, you know it's a quote from what Jesus said. Anyways, let's dig it. John 3:19. This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but men love the darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for the fear that his deeds will be exposed. Flippers. No, I'm just kidding. The fear that his deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light so that it may be plainly seen that what he has been done through God. God's in control of everything. I always say he's got a great plan for your life. You can have a great peace in your heart. Get reconciled with Jesus. He died for you on the cross. He is the salvation. He is the light of the world. And he's got a great, beautiful plan for you. He loves you. And you really do have a purpose. If you just open up a little bit, open up the Word, get in a group, get in a Bible study, it just changes everything. Anyways, God bless you guys. It's been fun this week. Don't forget, if you want a Bondo one, I'm serious, do reach out to us. I really don't mind sending them. It's cool. And again, if you do need a Bible, just reach out. I hope that we're leaving this episode learning something together. Hopefully my mistakes will become your successes. All right, peace out. See you next week.